doing good.
So they're saying avocado is out.
Close. What up, James? What up, Reef? Just shared the fan page. Thanks, dude. Close. Post. We'll just give it a little bit for a couple people to get in here. See if we can answer any questions or go over anything. I'm not great with these live videos. I've only done a couple so far, so let's see what we can get done. Ba, 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 ba. So what we'll be talking about today is the SCX10 Pro that was just released from Axial. I'll be answering any questions you guys have and kind of giving any insight that I have over testing the truck for the last 10 to 12 months. Oh snap! What up, Eric? Welcome. Thanks for watching, dude. See if we can get a couple more people in here. If you guys have any questions or comments, just let me know. I need to make this bigger. Pop out chat. Yeah, that's a little bigger. And can I make it full screen? I don't really need to see myself. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Welcome to live chat. Remember, yeah, that's fine. Okay. Your banner is crooked. Oh, it is crooked. I couldn't find my staple gun, so I just kind of wedged it up in between here. I was hoping it would stay. This is a great shot. Now it's just up my back. The rift's kind of blocking it anyways. There, that's better. I didn't even think you could see it. Maybe I don't want this popped out. Hey, yo! What's up, Jeremy? Thanks for stopping in. I really appreciate it. Restore chat here. Maybe that'll work better. All right, guys. So while we wait for a couple more people to hop in and get over everything, hey, good evening. Welcome, OCDRC. This is the new Axial SCX10 Pro. I've had this truck for about a year now. I was really excited to get it. I'm excited that Axial is getting back into more of the competitive style of crawling. As you can see right here, this has competition and comp truck written all over it. You have a very low top down here. There's no anything impeding. The approach angle is amazing. The tires are uninhibited and able just to get through it at any time. Light gets super shiny when I raise it up. Why is the brim in your hat so flat? Bro, this is California. That's how you wear a hat around here. Eric, Jeremy, and Michael in the house. What up, guys? I mean, this is standard hat right here, Jeremy. I don't know what to tell you. I don't own a single hat that has a not flat brim. They're all flat. And if they're not flat, I try to flatten them out as much as possible. This is the Axial comp body that will not be coming with the truck, but you can order it separately. It's just a little short for the current and new 2023 Sorca rules. I've heard there are ways to modify it to make it fit the rules. I'm not a huge Sorca guy, so I didn't pay attention to what those were, but here are options right here. I think it's a great body. It sits on here amazingly. It's super low. It doesn't get in the way of anything, which I think is a great feature, and I also think it looks pretty good. I mean, I'm sure it sits on here. It's been on here before. There it is. Like, I think overall, like, it's a great looking truck. I think it really fits the style of this build for sure. There's no way I'm getting a round flat brim. There's no way I'm getting a round brim for Florida. I'm also not getting Crocs. I know you guys are trying to convert me over. I will have normal shoes on and a flat brim because that's what adults do. Another thing for this truck, I was running this thing is filthy and beat up. I was running the J Concepts F250 body. So to give you a size comparison, this is where a standard scale body fits compared to what this body is. As you can see, fits down right on there. That was the body I was running, but you lose a lot of approach angle. It's overhanging the body here, and the rear is, I mean, it's a solid 2 inches back compared to, yeah, it probably sits right about there compared to that. So that kind of gives you a look of what a scale body looks like compared to the new comp body. It just needs a turtle sticker. Yeah, if I got turtle stickers, it would be on there. Unfortunately, I just got one of these awesome keychains that is going on my backpack as soon as I get it out of my truck. Hey, David Pigs here. What's up, David? How you been, man? Seems to be the sweet spot for the KV on your motor turn. I've been running 2850 on 3S for quite some time. That's my go-to KV when it comes to an axial slate motor. I really like that KV for 3S, and it works really good for me. I have also been running the Genzace Basher 2200. I don't know if that's focusing or not, and we're on a delay, so I won't see it. But I've been running this battery. It's the 2200 35C 3S pack from from Genzace. It fits really nice in this little slot right there. Like, it fits perfectly in there. I put a little Velcro on the back of the battery and on the tray, so that way it just holds it in since there's nothing front or rear to lock it in with, but it just gets locked in right there. And I've been getting, for trailing, about 2 hours of runtime on that pack as long as I'm not heavy on the throttle. So it gets plenty of runtime for the truck. Bringing some to USTE. Awesome. I can't wait to get a couple and put a couple on my rig. I will be bringing this to USTE. So if you are going to that event, I will be in the Reefs RC booth most of the time. If you want to stop by and say hi, pick it up and check it out in person, I will have it there with me. So anybody that wants to stop by and say hi and check this out, you're more than welcome to. If anybody has any questions or anything, I'll try the best to answer them. I'm not the greatest reader. Oh, it did sips. I can't keep up with some of this. That's not how we do it in the East Coast. Jeremy, I don't know. You guys got to get the flat brim. Is so nice. It covers your face better. I get more area of sun protection. It's just, it's where it's at. It's a better overall look. I can pop this back off. Put this over here. Yeah, got that green chassis. So this was the prototype chassis. So the production models will not come with the green chassis. They will come with a flat black chassis with all of the comp models. But I was lucky enough to get the prototypes when they were green. So yeah, I have a green chassis. Funny part about it is, green is not my color. I don't love the color green. It's not my favorite color, but it works really well on this rig. It works well for Axial, so it's awesome to have. I'm stoked to have this one just because it is the prototype. Maybe that will be a better shot. Let's see how that looks when it finally catches up. Barn Rat RC, what's up, man? I'm bringing some to USTE. Eric, are you ready to get your butt kicked on the vintage race? I know we're talking about SCX10 Pros, but are you ready for the amazing Sand Scorcher to come in and just annihilate the competition? Because that's exactly what's going to happen, because the Sand Scorcher right here is amazing. You're not ready for it. Possible colors in the future, I'm not sure, Barn Rat. I know they're coming out with carbon fiber. I've been looking on the website all day and hitting up the guys at Axial, because as soon as that carbon fiber drops, I will be picking a set up. I am considering ordering another Pro off the website to go axle mounted servo front and rear and get a nice class 3 truck front and rear with 4-wheel steers. So I'm kind of debating back and forth. It's in the cart. I'm looking forward to it. We'll see what happens. Let's see. Ready here on my bug isn't done. Come on, Eric. I talked to you last week. You were like, it's going to be done. I got 2 things to do. I believe you. Kit and body is ordered. Looking forward to comping just in the shelves and custom wrap builds. Awesome, OCDRC. That's exciting to hear. I'm hoping a bunch of guys get it around me so that way we could run it together and have a great time hitting the trails versus me just climbing up everything while they're just waiting in the dust because the Pro is that great. A couple up close shots if you guys want to see the new Pro AR44s with the offset pumpkin in the front. You have the centered, which lines up that drive shaft just perfectly right there. It's a great look for it. And then you have the brand new transmission there. Hopefully that transfits. What's up, guy? What's up? DSM Off-Road. How you been, man? I have my UST Servo, just printing the chassis. You were printing the chassis like 3 months ago, dude. Come on, get the chassis printed. Run it stock so my bug has a better chance of being amazing. Oh, dang. On the screen that I see, everything looks sucked in, and then I can see everything on the big screen, and I didn't realize like all of this was still showing. 2700, 1050 mAh 4s S22s, been getting killer runs. That's awesome, David. Gonna order the kit in a few weeks. That's awesome, Barn Rat. It's super exciting to see. David, I just ran and built a new Rock Pirates kit, and I'm running the 1800 Holmes revolver motor in that. I'm going to be running 4S on that. I picked up a couple Gens Ace 4S packs on that. That build is actually right here. I know I got a lot going on this table now, but yeah, so I'm running that 4S pack up front on this build. And yeah, I think this is, yeah, it's the 1800 revolver motor with his ultra silent ESC. So this was the latest build I just finished that hopefully I'm gonna get out on the trail on Saturday with a couple locals if I don't just run the Pro now that I can run it with a bunch of people. Do I think part support will be strong for this platform from Axial? I do. I think Axial already has a bunch of aftermarket stuff that they have planned for it. I know they're working on brass tubes instead of the steel tubes. They have a carbon fiber chassis coming. It looked like they had rear weights and front brass knuckles. So I think the aftermarket world from for Axial is definitely going to support this rig. And I also know the regular aftermarket world is going to follow suit. I think it's going to be a super popular rig, and I think there's going to be a ton of people making parts for it. Been running 2700 4S 3800 in my Phoenix. Jeremy, nobody needs to go that fast. Nobody needs 4S on 3800. We're supposed to go slow. We're not rock racing out here. What do you just jump every trail? It's the fastest thing ever. 3800 on 4S. I thought the 1800 revolver on 4S was plenty. I ran this rig strictly on 3S. I either use my Gens Ace 3600 Adventure Pack, or like I said, I picked up the 2200 Basher Pack. This is a great pack. If you guys need something small and compact for any of your builds, it does a great job. I really like it. It's held up well. It's been the main, it just fits perfectly right here, and it delivers plenty of runtime for this rig without being overly heavy. She's spicy for sure. Yeah, the VS410 kit, I had just built 2 of those. One went out to RC Car Action. Lee's going to be running that in Florida. And another one for a local buddy. They're great kits. It's a super fun kit. But yeah, all of the servos you need to get that kit up and running correctly. Whew. Only use Z-Packs. Oh, really? Great crawler in Utah. Ooh, could do that. With this rig, it allows you to run chassis mounted servo, which is the way I'm running it here. So you can see you have the 777 up front, and then I'm running the 800 IS servo for any winching needs. You could also get the additional plate that will come in the kit, and it mounts it right around where my finger is, and you'll get a true 4-link up front if you want ultimate performance and aren't worried about scale points. Also, if you decide to run it with the selectable overdrive with the servo, I'm running the Reefs RC Micro 99, if that translates well. It easily drops right in. The servo horn in the box is a perfect fit for that truck. For that servo. So it just pops right in. You're able to connect it. There's really no issues at all running that. I've been running this the entire time and have had 0 issues with the truck. That green chassis has me memorized. It's a great chassis. It's a great color green. It is axial green, so it does make sense. Who knows? Maybe if there's enough hype in the future, you'll see a green, an orange, a black, and a carbon one coming out from Axial. I don't know how many they have to order to get enough of these out, but you never know. There's been a couple times where the chassis that's released or the parts that come on the prototype rig that I test do not hit the market. A lot of the SCX10 3 parts were gray, while everything obviously came out black in production. How wide are those axles compared to everything else we've seen so far? Are they about the same wide as the old XR? No, they're actually just standard AR45 width. They're not wider, they're not Capra width, they're standard SCX10 3 width. Here, look, we can just grab the chassis here. You can kind of see one is running, I mean, it's pretty much identical right there. These are obviously stock tires, so they're not going to have the same offset of the Vanquish tires, but the axle difference is identical. So yeah, you're running the same width as everything else. There's the front there. So these are Trio AR44s, and these are the new Pro AR45s. So you can see the only difference right here is just because I'm running a wider hub on these, where these are stock tires. So without taking that whole rig apart, it's easy to show. But yeah, no, they are the same exact width of your standard AR45 axle. They're not wide axles. There's nothing overly wide about that. Who knows, maybe in the future, if this really takes off, you might see an ultra wide portal kit come out with that same modular designed axle. You never know. I am running all of this off of my DX5 Pro. I don't know where I want to put that. Put that here. I have obviously my winch set up on this, and then I have the selectable overdrive set up down here. So that way on the fly, if I'm crawling up something or need something to change and I want a little underdrive, I just hit this button, the servo shifts, I get 40% underdrive on the fly. It is a great tool to have. I use it probably way more often than I should. If I'm trailing and going from, you know, rock, hit a long dirt section, and then get to the next rock, I normally shift it back to 1-to-1 in that dirt section, go through there. If I get to that next section and I'm struggling, boom, hit the underdrive, truck rocks right up it. It's a super great option. With the Mamba X and the Slate motor, I'm actually running my selectable drag brake on the pot channel right here. I have this one set up with a little knob for my four-wheel steer cars, but it also works on this truck just to hit, and then you can adjust the drag brake on the fly. I read your comment. I only use Z-Packs. I laughed and I said, sure you did, Eric. Watch the tape. It's hard for me to read these. They're very small for my bad eyes. I should have my glasses on. Yeah, no, David, they are just standard AR45 axle width, nothing crazy here. Yeah, I know you do. You get your ultra forward motor plate. Your spur gear is tucked in nicely here. There is no slipper on this truck. There's a slipper eliminator kit that's nice and aluminum that connects everything together through a dog bone chassis. I mean, a dog bone right there. Let's see if we can move that way. Yeah, you guys can see it there. There it is. And then it goes into the chassis. Wrong comment. You have another one? Type it again. Send it. That comment. Damn, Eric, making me feel bad. Me too. I feel like I'm just rambling here. Any other questions or anything you guys are looking at, we can kind of go over. I'm running an SRS 600 as my 6000 as my receiver. I have the Reefs RC internal 800 IS winch, and I've been running the 777 on this truck since it came out. What's up, Pickle Films? How's it going, man? That comment, send it comment. Yes, Eric. This truck, I have to say, it's a ton of fun to crawl, and it is a competitive truck, but it is very planted. It handles speed quite well. If the U14 was as big as it was years ago today, this truck would destroy anything currently in that 1.9 scale truck class. It is pretty quick on 3S with the 2850. and it handles stuff really well. There's a long rock face at some of my favorite crawling trails, and I just hit that thing full speed and it just flies up and down the trail. We have a long hike back to the car, and I'm just full speed bopping through everything. It does handle speed really, really well. What's the wheelbase? The wheelbase is 12.5 inches. It's 12.5 inches wheelbase. Yeah, I think they look wider just because the body is so narrow, David. I know a lot of people felt the tires look tall too, but I think that's just because the body is really chopped down and low. Should put this body, should replace the sand sculpture. Put that there. Put this body here so that way you guys can kind of still see it. Internal winch or external winch is fine for this rig. I'm running the internal now. The external lines up for it pretty easily. In my video, you'll see I was running the internal and swapped over to the internal winch. It's a much quicker, better winch than the 422 that I was running. So yeah, it lines up great. I mean, it falls right into place right there. No need for anything. The built-in fair lead is awesome. It works great. With the underdrive on the rear, can it do dig also at the same channel? No, there is no dig on this truck. You're only getting overdrive. You're not getting dig. How's the winch alignment with the internal spool? It's perfect. Like, it lines up super smooth. Like, you can see it just kind of darts over right there and it hooks up perfectly. I've had zero issues with it. If you do run the external spool, it'll put it a little closer to here and it'll be a straight shot. That's what I was running in my video. You can get kind of a little clip of it, but obviously the 800 is much quicker and much stronger. It's what I've been running in a lot of trucks. I typed it again and he still missed it. Eric Reed is hard for me. YouTube celebrities, watch out. You know I'm YouTube celebrities. Can you run an internal winch with the direct servo mount? Yes, of course. Yeah, if you run an internal winch with the direct axle, the servo is going to sit roughly down here. It won't interfere with anything up here at all. So you can still run an internal winch with the direct axle mounted servo. Any other problems besides the tran gears I rated in my video? No, that was the only problem, and it was the first few runs of testing. I've had zero issues with this rig ever since. It was in this front section here, the 3-gear portion of the trans. It was the middle gear that I had a couple issues with, but I got a new one right away from Rich and Wyatt, and I have had zero issues with this truck. I have, like I said earlier, I've been running it super fast. I've been running it super hard. It gets bound up. It just keeps going. I've had zero issues with this rig, and it's been my go-to rig for a really long time. Like, anytime I get a free moment to hit the trail, this is the rig that comes with me, just because it's the most fun rig I have at the moment. RC review channel, it's behind the axles. Yeah, so the axle, the servo sits behind the axle here. So your servo will sit right about there if you're gonna run servo on axle. It actually replaces this setup here and puts it on there. I was looking for it today and I don't know where it went. I have it somewhere in this messy garage, but I'm not sure where it is. If I find it later, I might redo the front to show you guys that look. Room for a rear winch. If you don't run the stock, even with the stock body, yeah, you can definitely put a rear winch right here if you need to. There's enough room to get 2 standoffs in there and get it done. Or you could take this brace out, put a single post in, and then mount it off the frame rail here. If you needed a rear winch, there's definitely options for that. Do you see any performance increases if you were to switch to Desert Lizards and run a full droop? No, I don't, Adrian. I'm not a fan of Desert Lizard shocks. I don't think the performance is there. I think these will outperform a Desert Lizard shock at every stop. I think they're a great shock. I've had very little to no leakage at all on them. I have replaced shock oil 4 or 5 times just as it gets worn out with all the run times. But I think these are better shocks. The tire clearance is great, as you can kind of see. Like, I don't know how to show that perfectly, maybe like that. But like, it needs to be a thin shock because it almost rubs with these brand new 475s. So you're not gonna want to get a wider shock in there. Like, that is perfect. And even on the rear, it's pretty close. So this is, in my opinion, the ideal shock package for this truck. Mike, what up, dude? I will bring it by the shop. My goal was to stop by today, but I got a little busy, so I will make sure and stop by tomorrow. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, Eric, I'm definitely down. Like, I'm not getting one, but if you bring one, I would be excited to have it. I don't have one of those, as you can see behind me, but I'm not going to turn one down. If one shows up, I will greatly take it, give you a nice thank you, and go about my business. Any areas for improvement that you would think would be worth investing in? I think the only thing that you could do would be to add, oh, see the body went in the trash, is add a little bit of weight. I don't think it's necessary. It's done everything locally that we do, but I think a little weight does a little better. Wyatt was running some of the optional parts on his truck and also his shock tuning versus my shock tuning. And you'll see in the beginning of my running video, the white truck making up a bunch of stuff. The reason that only the white truck made it up is because Wyatt could outcrawl me and made it up all those spots where I couldn't. So I know he was running the portals, not the portals, the brass knuckles from Axial and testing those and running the rear weights as well. So I think it does have a benefit to invest in a little bit of weight to even lower that center of gravity more. My plan is to definitely get brass up front and then the brass things in the rear and the carbon chassis just for looks as soon as I possibly can. I don't think I'll replace the steel tubes with brass just at the moment, but I'll order them and have them on hand. My goal is to continue to shoot videos of this as I get new parts in and get upgrades from them. The adjustments for the shocks, maintaining ride height is so much better than most other flat rails. Yeah, I completely agree. So Jeremy just mentioned that you are able to adjust the shocks through this full set of shock hoops and it doesn't adjust your ride height at all. So that is a great feature. Normally, where you adjust the shock dictates your ride height. So if you want your ride height set at a certain angle or a certain height, you're gonna have to set your shocks or limit your shock length based on that. And that doesn't have to happen here. So that is awesome. I've drifted before. It's not really my thing. Maybe because I didn't get with a good group of guys, but I had a counter steer car. I found it to be more difficult than it was worth. And yeah, it just wasn't a good group of people. Up there, which you can't see because it's way up there, there's a fully done up Subaru WRX body I would drop on every drift truck. And over in the thing is an ultra rare Sylvia body that I picked up from Chris Vieira, my buddy who just checked in. And I'm not even gonna address that comment. I mean, no one needs to put a Toyota body on anything, Chris. If you want it to run better, you do what everybody does and every American, and you put a Ford body on it. Like, that's what you do. That's the only option. You grab a Ford and you make your truck run better. That's how it works. 87 FRS, Chris. What up, Mike? Yeah, I agree with you, David. David said, I don't know why people use Desert Lizard shocks. I know they're popular. I've ran them years ago. I didn't like them then. I don't see the hype in them. I don't think the internal spring shocks ever work that great. I would much rather run an external spring shock, whether it's these, the Proline Pro Specs are a great shock, the Pitbull Chronics are a great shock. The stock shocks on the SCX10 3s, if you build them correctly, they are a great shock. A lot of people don't lube the seals and they tighten the cap on the bottom too much and then they leak. I haven't had that issue. I think those are a great shock. This you wish. You love this channel, Chris. Yeah, it's true, but the bumpers are very minimalistic, Camaro. Like, there's nothing really to them. Like, I mean, it literally sticks out, 4 mils from the bottom of the chassis, it's not really a hindrance at all. Like, there's no negatives in running them, I think, at all. I think it's a nice looking bumper for what it is, and it doesn't really get in the way at all. I'm really digging the, yeah, I completely agree. The new comp body does remind me of that as well, Mike. And I think it's a great looking body. I love the chop shop look. I love the sleekness of it. I have one in my cart to pre-order another one. This one's taken some damage, and I had old paint, so you can kind of see it's wearing out in a lot of sections, and it's also broken here. So it needs to be replaced. So I agree. I'm excited to run it. Yeah, it's a very nice body. This may sound bad, but the best shocks I've ever ran are Red K Gen 8 shocks. I've never ran those Barn Rat. I've never ran a Red Cat Gen 8 shock. I mean, they might be incredible. I might have to give them a shot. I've had great luck lately with the 10.3s and the Proline Pro Specs and the Pipple Chronics. Those are on my base camp, my Tamiya build, and another build. I've had great luck with the Pipple shocks. I think the stock springs are a little too stiff in the 90 millimeters, but they're a great shock. Way better than the Power Wagon style. I completely agree. I agree. Even though I did just build a Power Wagon body here. I mean, this is a great looking Power Wagon though. I mean, the paint job I did on this is next level. This is probably the nicest paint job I have ever done. I actually had to fix the flat brim before I started because there was a hook in it from me fixing it so much. So I think it's good. I mean, we could go back to the early 90s, Jeremy, and I could flip it up like that old school style. I mean, it's not my style now, but I mean, it's just so much better. I'm going to convert you. David, what's up, man? Thanks for joining. That's a hybrid flat brim. This is nice. This is where it's at. You could eat dinner off this. It's so flat. You could measure your studs. Let's see here. I'm just trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. Are the links beefy? They're not as big as the 10.3 links, but they are big. They're plenty substantial for anything you're gonna need. Let's give you an actual measurement here. Yeah, they're 5 mil. Let me make sure this was zeroed. Close enough. They're 5 mil links. They are more than beefy enough for any of your needs. The rears are high clearance. I haven't bent a link. You saw it roll over a couple times in the video. That was just like one shot we did before. Let's see, because the new ones, yeah, so they're a millimeter less than the 10.3 links, but they are plenty big enough. They're a perfect link. There's no reason to change them. There's no reason to do anything with the links. They flow nice. They're a great link. That 49 crawler ever gonna run, Chris? We'll see you on Saturday. Bring your A game. Be prepared to buy dinner, son. Joy, what's up? I'll see you next week. I'm looking forward to it. What color to paint my VS 410? Orange. Orange is always a great color. It's awesome. It's where it's at. That's orange. That's orange. That's orange. That's orange. Orange is a great color. Orange gray, orange black, battleship gray. I painted, where is that body? I just painted something with that Splat Sticks aerosol gray. It's a great looking color if you need that. I love, it's a real flat gray. It's awesome. The Anvil gray is also great if you want to look at grays. I love those from Splats. TRX4 shocks and mini springs is a great package as well. I'm running TRX4 shocks on my 1.9 Wraith that you can't see that's up over my head. I don't even need it. I'm ready, Chris. I got the truck right here, stock. You've been building trucks, sourcing parts from everywhere, ordering off of this site, that site, that. I don't even need it. It just showed up, ready to go, ready to kick some butt. I'm probably gonna bring the Rock Pirates as well, just because I just built it and it hasn't even hit the trail. But I'm probably gonna run this because I love this truck. It's fun. And I mean, with this body on it, like, get out. Look how great it is. Come on. The element shocks are nice. I just put a set on my Rock Pirates build. They are a nice shock. They are a wider bore shock. You'll have rubbing, I think, if you run them on this truck, but they are a great shock. Shock caps, if you over tighten them and mess up that seal, which we've all done, then they just leak like crazy. But if you can keep that seal intact, they're a great shock. They work well. They perform great. I like that shock. I'm running them here. Thanks to Sergio at Cali Crawlers on Instagram. I got a couple tips and tricks up my sleeve. Whether I get them done by Saturday, it probably won't happen, but maybe by the next one, we'll get it going. Where are we going on Saturday? We're going local to me, Barn Rat. If you're local in the Inland Empire, hit me up on Instagram. We're probably going to go Saturday afternoon. I got plans in the morning, but I think we're hoping to hit the rocks around 1 o'clock to a nice little spot by me. Wyatt, what's up, dude? Thanks for allowing me to be part of this project. Thanks for designing this truck. Wyatt just joined the chat. He is the designer of this truck and knocked it out of the park. I've gotten to crawl with him a couple times, like I said about 20 minutes ago. In the beginning of my review video that I did, you can just see him dominating a lot of the trail. And the reason you don't see this body right after it is because it couldn't make it. And it had nothing to do with the truck. It was just Wyatt's a better driver than I am. It's fun to get out with him. He really helps you push it to your limits and makes you want to get better at crawling. It's super fun hanging out with Wyatt. I live in Wrightwood. Okay, so I think you're about an hour from me. Hit me up on Instagram or send me an email at brocksrcrepair.com and we'll see if we can meet up if you're available. What foams do I like to run? I run either Proline dual stages or I run Crawler Innovations foams, whether they're always the comp cut inners and then either soft, medium, or firm outers depending on the application. Since we're talking about them, foams that is, I just picked up a set of the Flubs RC foams these are 19385 for Class 0 Crawler TA tires. Obviously not meant for this truck, but I mean, these are crazy soft. They seem great. I've yet to run them, but I'm really excited to run them. I'm also running them in my 155 TSLs right here. And I mean, like, look at that squish. But the sidewall is super stiff for side healing. I'm excited. I was thinking about getting a set for these and trying those as well. I love them. But yeah, if you're looking for foams, Crawler Innovations has a ton of options. Great company. Proline also has a lot of good options. Sometimes the inners from Proline are a little too stiff, but there's ways to soften those up. Now that's a high-class group. Little Novas, yeah, pickled Little Novas are great. I'm excited to run them, Jeremy. I mean, I just picked them up. They're in here. These tires are still on back order, so I don't know if I'll have them for the Capra, Mini Capra by USDE, but I'm really excited to try these, and I think I'm going to pick up a set for these as well, because I mean, I don't know, I just feel like they're going to do good things. I'm excited, as you can tell. Servo suggestions for Servo and apps powered off the receiver. I'm thinking Smart 900. David, you can't go wrong with the Smart 900. It's a great servo. If you want direct power, I would go, not direct power. If you want receiver power, I would go 900, or you can't go wrong with the Raw 500. The Raw 500 is still one of my go-to servos for receiver power. If you're going direct power, pick up a 777, or if you're going to go 4S, pick up a 888. In the Rock Pirates build, I'm going 4S, so I went 888. I've been running 777 in this since it came out. Obviously, it's a great servo, but yeah, 900 Smart or the Raw 500, both are going to be plenty for this. Yeah, I don't think you're going to be sad either way. Either way, you're going to be happy with what's going on there. Did I miss anything? Yeah, no. Go Raw 400. You'll need low pro for profile on Axial. I got to look at that DSM. I don't know how much of a low profile is needed. I will check back and make a post about it. The Raw 400 is a great low profile, but if you wanted to go that route, I would almost check out the 444 Smart Winch and convert that back over to servo as well. Another great option for a ton of power in the low pro setting. Can't go wrong either of those. What's up, Jordan? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. How long are these shocks? I believe these shocks are 90 millimeters. I can tell you a for sure number in... Yeah, 96 millimeters. The eye-to-eye length on these shocks in this kit are 96 millimeters, and they use a 12 millimeter diameter spring. So you got the answers at my fingertips. It's weird. Normally when I'm live here, it gives you like a countdown, but it doesn't say that. But people are still commenting, so... Matt said that you can run a full-size servo, but they highly suggest a low pro. Thank you. Okay, so David, you might want to look at either the Raw 400 or the 444 converted into... The 444 Smart Winch converted into a servo. Either of those would be great options for this. Come crawl at Horseman's. We run a local group called High Desert Crawlers. Horseman's is about an hour and a half from me. I love Horseman's. I get out there quite often. Unfortunately, that's too far for me this weekend. I only have a couple hours to get out. So by the time I leave here, get there, you know, that puts me there at about 2:30. It's not going to be a ton of time to run. But I will, I'll try to get out there as often as I can, Jordan. It's a great spot. Inside the park, outside the park. It's super fun. I really enjoy getting out there. Luckily, down here in the IE, we got a lot of fun local spots to crawl. Oh shoot, I can do all these things in here. Let's pin this just in case anybody wants to see it later. No, I don't want to do that. Never mind. I changed my mind. I don't want to do that. Yeah, I mean, unless any more questions come in or you guys want anything else to discuss or look at with the SCX10 Pro, you know, thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks for the support. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe to the channel. I got a bunch of videos on this channel and a bunch of videos coming out. We will have upgrade videos for the SCX10 Pro as soon as I get parts in. I have a Tamiya Bronco video dropping on Saturday or Sunday. I leave for USTE with the Reefs RC crew on Wednesday, so I'm going to try to do daily vlogs on getting out and showing you guys what it's like for a first timer to hit that ultra scale event. It's the same lighting. You probably had your phone dimmed last time. Underdrive just in the rear. Yes, you can underdrive the rear axle 40% on the fly. Hit that like button. Thank you, Jeremy. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks for the live. Of course, DSM, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate all your guys' support. Let's see. We still got 20 people in here chilling. It's only been 42 minutes. I told the fam I was going to go till 6, so if we keep going, I'm more than happy to keep answering questions or chatting about different things that you want to hear about. I think this is probably the longest I've talked forever. I don't really, I mean, I'm a chatter, but not that much. There's the body, in case you're joining late, if you want to see what it looks like, get it dropped down on this chassis. It is a great option for this truck. Like, boom, look at that. Who doesn't love that look? This was the body I was running to keep it incognito. As you can see, it is massive compared to the stock body. So this will go up on the wall of finished bodies because I don't see me ever running it again. It's also broken in several spots. Like, this is what happens when every time you go up a trail, the bumper overhangs and then you just have to flex it up to get it up there. Are you wearing Crocs at USTE? I will not be wearing Crocs at USTE because I'm an adult and I do not own them, Jeremy. I will be wearing a flat brim hat and a normal pair of shoes. No Crocs. I don't understand the hype of Crocs. I've never had a set. I don't plan on owning a set. It just, whoo. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. Those videos you keep seeing me of the light bars and the winches on Crocs, I just... What are people doing with their lives? Why are we doing this? Like, it does not make sense to me. I think I'm going to run a cliffhanger body. I agree. I think a cliffhanger body would look great. Matt's has a cliffhanger body on it. It does look really good on this truck. I mean, I just plan to run this body. I tried to run the old Jeep Cherokee body when I first ran it, but it overhangs too much. It got caught up on everything. This body gets caught up on a lot. I wanted to try, which I haven't looked at, but we're gonna look at now, this body. So this body was what I ran in my Techno Mini Truggy, and I was thinking, obviously it needs a little bit, this was for a Truggy, but if you cut the front up, maybe you could hack this up and make this work. I don't love it now that I yanked it off the wall, but yeah, I was hoping this would work better. It's not great because it ideally needs to sit there, and then you're just gonna hack out the whole bed. I mean, I'm missing half the bed, so maybe the fenders go a little bit longer, but yeah, I need to find a nice forward body for it. So anybody has any ideas, hit me up. But yeah, I think the cliffhanger body will look great. What other bodies do you run with the 12.5 wheelbase? I mean, you can run a lot of different bodies. It just depends on if you have to hone out the wheel wells. Like this was not meant for 12.5, but I ran this the entire time I tested this truck. A lot of my buddies are going to watch this and be like, wait a minute, I crawled with this body in him and didn't know he was running a truck. Like, that's the excitement of this. The kit is just a slider. Yeah, there's no wheels, tires, or body in the kit. Raw 400 LP, winch comp 179. That is a great option. That would be great servos for this truck, and I think it'll do a great job. To give you other body ideas, I mean, the only thing else I have laying around is the, like, you could run this, like, it looks great, but, I mean, as you can see, you have a decent amount of overhang here. You have a ton of overhang in the back. Like, it will work. It looks like a scale truck. You can get Axial body posts to put it on here. Would I run it? No, I don't think it's a great option for this truck. I would try to stick with something in the realm of competitive crawling. I mean, you could, can you? You could run a power wagon if you cut the crap out of the rear. Like, it's not gonna, the rear is gonna have to go to make room for the transmission down here. I mean, this stuff's just for me taking out. You're gonna have to cut it out for the transmission, but it fits, it's on there. Like, it doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look great, but it doesn't look terrible. It is definitely an option. Oh, dude, David, you're gonna be in Florida. Awesome, man. I can't wait to see you. Tamiya F250 body. Maybe. I don't have one of those here. The only Tamiya body I have here is the Bronco, and I know that wheelbase is too small. You could try a 10.3. I got a 10.3 body. It's disgusting and dirty, but very similar to the other Jeep. Like, it works. It's on there. It's not awful. Like, it's on there. It looks good. I mean, you see this thing hit the trail, you just think it's a 10.3. Like, you're not gonna know unless you really dig under it and see what's going on underneath it. I have the full interior in here. I have everything, so it is. Look how dirty this is. It is possible. You could also run this rig if you're a Jeep guy. Let's see. The only other body that might work is, I'm gonna have to restable all these bodies to my Raptors. I have the Raptor body that I was considering running. I think it's a viable option as well. You could run the Raptor body here. I think it'll fit. I mean, but the overhang is, I mean, it's just like it was with all the other bodies. You get a pretty decent amount of overhang. I think if you're gonna run it, I think you try to run the cliffhanger body or the comp body. I think either one of those will be an amazing fit. With the tapered bed, yeah. I mean, this isn't the tapered bed one, but this is their body. So if it's anything similar to this body, it works. It's pretty narrow. It fits in there pretty good. It's just long. I mean, if you can dovetail it yourself, go for it. But it's a long body, and that's why mine it's broken. Because every time I got hung up on something, I just kept going and yanking the body further and further. But you could cut it off and make it work. I mean, it's another viable option for sure. Yo, I need that Jeep body. Trust me, you don't want any of the Jeep bodies you just seen. They're all beat to shit. Like, they're not. one with the Reefs RC livery has had better days. That's made it through 3 different Axial Fests. Like it's been beat to crap for sure. Let's take this one off because it's just so ugly. I'm gonna put all these on. I kind of like this. I don't know. I think with a little bit of modifications, I might be able to make this work. This is what I tested on my base camp and ran a couple different rigs. As you can see in the front, like we have body hole, body hole, body hole, body hole, body hole. There's a bunch in the rear. This truck body has been on a ton of different rigs. Samurai should be narrow enough to fit. It should be, but message retracted. I've never seen that. It should be, but that body, that's a tough sell for me, Jeremy. I like a Samurai in real life, but I don't love that body. I mean, I don't love this either. Like, I feel like the front end is gonna hit super bad here. Like, I don't think it's great. Reefs for life, Jordan, I couldn't agree more. Great products, great servos, great customer service, great guy. I mean, I like it. What do we do? I don't really have anything else cool to throw on this truck. I think you just get this one. It's like 39 bucks. Like, you can't go wrong. It fits. It looks great. Robert Pezza, what's up, dude? Thanks for joining. How's it going, man? Let me see this. Sorry, guys. Real work gets in the way. So, I don't run anything. Oh, I won't run anything but Reefs getting my first Raw 500. I love the Raw 500. It is great. I used the Proline 2019 Chevy Silverado body for the Stampede. That's the body I was thinking of. I'm going to get the F-150 just like that, Wyatt, because that is a great looking truck. I believe what Wyatt's talking about is the white truck you can see in the video that I was running. You gonna let me run that next week? I don't know, Robert. I don't know if I'm gonna let it out of my sight. It's gonna be bolted to the table. There's a secret Apple AirTag already hidden in the transmission. It's that secret edition. I'm gonna make sure this thing sees with me. I get it now. Took me 5 minutes, Jeremy. I'm just staring at the screen, not understanding the joke. I mean, maybe it's pay to play. Who knows? One turn for an ultra scale rig that I'm going to break 5 minutes into it. I'm just excited because if I hate the Tamiya and hate everything, I can just be a menace on the trail with this thing. So it should be a good time for me either way. It's all good, Rick. Alright, guys, if you don't have any more questions, I'm gonna stay live for about 2 more minutes to see anybody that wants to pop in and ask anything. If I didn't answer your question in this video and you made it through the hour, put a comment down below, comment on the original video. I've been trying to stay up on commenting and replying to all of those comments. If there's anything I don't know, I will work on getting you guys the answer. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate all of the love and support the community's given me with this new YouTube channel. It has been a blast to make videos. I really enjoy all of the editing and going through everything. I just want a big